Hi, you guys. Ginger Cook here, and this is a Acrylic Painting Monday premiere. And we're bringing you today a Picasso-style acrylic painting. And even though he's under copyright, this is an original of mine, but it's based on how he did his abstracts. And so, for those of you who've been asking for abstracts, we felt like this was an ideal painting to do. It's a one cookie. It's really not that difficult. We'll have the traceables again for it on our website, acrylicpaintingwithgingercook.com. And tonight we're going to be talking to you about how to keep your painting smooth when you're doing something like this, how to simplify when a tape is helpful. And we're also going to bring you some exciting information about our new auction, acrylic gingercookauction.com, which just started today. And we hope you have a blast tonight. We want to thank our moderators for coming. Hopefully we'll be right along typing in the chat, even though you don't see us here personally on the live. This is what we call a premiere. We love that you join us for these, and we look forward to the evening. You're going to love this painting. And by the way, if you like it and you want, we have it's soon to be released in the Academy, is the companion piece for this step-by-step in the Academy of Fine Art and Acrylic Painting. It's a one cookie lesson, and it's for red and purple members. Okay, you guys, so we've got a 12 by 12 canvas. I've painted it purple, but you could paint it gold too. It doesn't have to be purple, just happen to have it purple, and purple seemed to work. As we paint this Picasso one, we're going to start from the very back. It's a very one cookie simple lesson, but it's a very interesting design. Picasso didn't do it, but I did, but it's in his style. He's still under copyright, so we wouldn't put one of his out as a tutorial, but we can give you the idea of how this type of artwork is made. The colors we're going to be using are Paynes gray. Here's our color chart. We're going to do Paynes gray, probably a cad yellow light, cad orange, magenta, ultramarine blue, phthalo blue, white. Pretty much it. That's it. Cadmium orange. That's it. Those are the colors. But
that's it.
If you didn't have that, you could do cad red, medium, and yellow. So those are basically our colors.
Wow.
And this, again,
simple palette.
This is a simple palette, but this can be very effective, and a lot of people like this style, and so that can be a good thing. So let's put we're going to start, like I say, with our background colors, and you're going to probably want some tape too, but right now let's just start with that. We'll take a soft brush. This is a cat tongue, but you could do a filbert too, rounded brush. And I want to start with a combination of yellow oxide or yellow ochre and raw sienna. I think we mentioned that before, but this is the color. And I'm going to put a tiny bit of Paynes gray with that. Just the smallest amount. There, that's too much. That's too much. Sounds like the price is right. That's too much. Okay, so we're going to go around here.
And they always say, just give me one more.
Yeah, one more. So that it has a little bit, when you put the Paynes gray with it, Paynes gray is black and ultramarine blue. You don't need that. What happens is that you kind of dull it down. It gives it sort of a nice gold feeling to it. And you want to write down how you did your background.
Is that like a tarnished gold, though?
Yeah, kind of like a tarnished gold here. Yeah. And of course, the fact that it's over purple will affect it too. If you wanted gold to be brighter, you'd put it over red. So, as you notice, you don't see my picture up here in the video. That's because this is a premiere, and we just decided it was a little bit easier to film these and have them in the can, so to speak, ready to go up, if we didn't have to do all the folderol of all the extra cameras and everything. So see what I did here, and then just sort of smooth that out a little bit, right? Just right around it. Now your traceables will be in our academy, acrylic painting with Ginger Cook, on
Right.
probably tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be up by tomorrow for sure.
I think I'll just paint
if not up already.
If they're not up, they may be up now, but I think they'll be up. Hopefully, John and I will be in the live chat, and
We'll let you know.
We'll let you know. But we think it's
We can only hope.
We can only hope. So they're just gonna. That's a shadow that goes back here from this bottle. Okay, so we're just gonna do something like that, and then this is the other side of this bottle. Now, could you do another color background? These colors were all pretty much planned out. Of course, it's your painting. You can do whatever you want, but we recommend these colors for the reason that when it all comes together, it's going to probably make a little more sense. This is just one level. Now, I want 2 layers of paint on here, so I'm going to. The nice thing about doing Premiere is that I can dry this and you set another layer, and it doesn't interrupt the viewing things, right?
It keeps the game rolling.
Okay. So that's the advantage of something like this. Oftentimes, these type of paintings require 2 coats, not 2 big thick ones, but just 2 regular coats of paint, and then you get that nice smooth effect. Just take your time, smooth it out, try to keep it pretty smooth.
Again, this is really a basic lesson.
Flat painting style. Yeah, it is, John.
You're just learning how to control your brush, all these different shapes and stuff, and brush directions.
Whether something got light or dark or something like that. Yeah, absolutely. So you see, we have that color on there, and then I always ask myself, where else can I put this color? Well, I know that I can put this color right here on the shoulder of the bottle, right like that. And I've got some of it down here. A little bit more gold here, and here at the end. And back over here, I've got some. So that's one of the things you want to ask, take a moment and ask yourself, where else can I put this color? As long as you've got it mixed in on the brush, and would that interfere with your painting if you did that? So, and then if you need to, if you feel like there's too many brush marks or something, just, do another coat if you want, but you want at least that much. You see it has that sort of bronze gold feel to it. Now, what I want to do next is rinse all the paint off my brush, and I'm going to dry this because the nice thing about Premiere is I can dry as often as I want, and I'm going to dry this.
Bring out that hair dryer second there, Junior. Show them that new nozzle you have on there.
So this is one I found. We put it in our store on Amazon. I was so excited I bought one for Cinnamon. She's staying at my house, so I have like 4 hair dryers on one that's downstairs, and it didn't fit on hers. I had to return it. But if it fits, and Amazon took it right back, no problem, it didn't fit. But this really dries
it's softer, it doesn't blow so hard.
It's blow everything everywhere. It's my favorite new thing, and it kind of collapses like that. It's not just a regular plastic one. There's something very nice about this rubber. Someone said, well, I have something like it, I'll use it. That's fine. I'm just saying that I particularly find this speeds up your drying time, and I really, really like this a lot. And so I wanted to mention that. But again, it doesn't fit everybody. But like I say, Amazon's very good about returning things if it doesn't work for you. But we liked it, and that's the kind of thing when we stop and paint something. So many different. We're looking at this. We've got an auction coming up, as you know.
We're probably running live now.
And I want to show you. This is this bulldog that we've got, and you see all these browns. He's one of the ones. He was a YouTube lesson also, but you can see that. Just some of these colors that we're mixing today can be found in the dog. There's so many, you get so many, every time you do a video, you're going to learn a little bit more about color mixing. I think this is one of my favorite new, our auction pieces that we're doing. And another one I can show you is that last summer, when Cinnamon and I went up to Pennsylvania, this is the tutorial I taught the people that came into our workshop. Everybody did one of these, and this is it's the lilacs and a glass jar, an old EG, and so what I just mentioned that because I don't forget that we're going to be doing some exciting paintings this August. Starts on John's birthday, the 15th, up there in Pennsylvania.
The 14th.
14th.
August 14th up in Pennsylvania.
Anytime if you guys just go over to Art Sherpa, my daughter's website, and you get it. Don't miss this. The most personal, fun thing, and it's really great time. All right, so I've got some artist tape here, and I'm going to come up here like this, and I'm going to say this is how wide I want my wine bottle guy. So then all I have to do, and you're tracking with me here, right? Artist tape is when you're doing abstracts like this, it can be extremely helpful, and it doesn't lift the paint off. So you hold it like this and pull it, and just something like that. Then you use a palette knife to cut it. Right? Let's see. Let's get a different one. Here, you just cut it like that. Your tape, and then I'm going to come alongside here like this. Hold it like that. Put it down here. Burnish it down. Pull that one up. Okay. And it's going to stop right about there. All right. So I wanted to get that bottleneck in. And as long as I'm doing it, do I need it for this? I feel like I can just freehand that one in. So you don't have to have it, but it does give use sock holders. It gives a very neat look. So, all right, we're going to take Paynes Gray, and we're just going to go right for it and just paint that in there.
Just diving right into it.
Diving right in.
Hey, we'd like to thank the moderators for being here. We know that you're there.
Well, I figured we did it in the intro too, but yeah. Then we pull this off. Like that. See how I pulled that off, and then continue on with the, painting the shoulders of the bottle like that. Whoops. Guess I'm making you wider. There you go. There you go. There we go. So there's that bottle in there. And we can do the same thing to this other one too. And it's just, as long as you're, say, where else can I put this? Let's see. Put the brush down. I always try to do things too many hands. Here, let's just do this. It's important that you don't use your finger, really squish that down so it doesn't bleed underneath. And we're going to say it's the Paynes Gray right over the purple. Okay, yes and yes. Peel that off. And then we'll go ahead and paint the shoulder on in this bottle. Come down to the grapes. I want some light blue next to it, like a little shadow thing here, like this. Right next to this, I'm going to do that. That makes this bottle pretty even. Like that. All right, so there's that bottle. That's pretty self-explanatory. Here's as long as we're in this dark color, let's just come along here like that. Come under our apples and paint this in. Yeah, normally you know, Paynes gray is not. You could, if you didn't have Paynes gray, you could use black, sure. And then someone says, well, is it Mars black or flat black? I don't think it really matters. You can control your varnish anyway, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. But just to, you know, take care. I'm using little angle brushes, the ruby satin silver, because it's very soft, more soft than a Bristol on when you're trying to do very flat pictures. So I always have to ask myself, where else can I put this color? I can put it right there, pretty interestingly. And you just relax when you paint this. Make sure you have a good outline, and just don't panic. Just paint it beautifully.
Basically, putting a puzzle together.
Yeah, it really is very much like that. Here's the bottom of this. Bottom of this. Okay, like that. Then there was this came down here like that. Sometimes it helps if you just sort of know where you're going with stuff, right? Curve that up there. And there's a shadow behind this bottle like this. It's coming over here. It kind of does this and comes down like here. It does that. Cool, huh? So already we've got some pretty good depth on here, don't we? And then let's just paint around the apples and the grapes. You can just generally do this. You don't have to get around every grape. You can come back, but you know that this is going to do this right here around this apple. And if you lose a grape, you know how to make a circle and put it back. So don't sweat the small stuff. Was that guy's line? Don't sweat the small stuff, and it's all small stuff. Remember that? I think there was a book about that. No, don't panic with the small stuff. So then we know we've got something dark between these apples here. What I like about liking this is you've got these front apples that are bigger, and I think this, you know, should appeal to those of you who like abstracts. And a lot of times, people will decide, well, I don't want to do something, or I do want to do something.
Yeah, is this a figurative abstract, or what kind of abstract is this? Besides a Picasso. Figurative.
Yeah. Figurative abstract. See that? And now, if I had some zinc white, which I actually own, I didn't put any out, did I? No, Ginger, you didn't. What do you suppose that is? What do you think that means? It means I didn't put any out. Oh. Well, I keep looking for a big tube. It's all kind of used up now, but here we go. Here's some zinc white. That's your transparent white, mixing white and zinc white. And what I want to do is just put a little blue with this. Mix this light gray color, right? And I want to come right straight down here like this. Maybe make that a little bit darker. Okay. Then I'm going to go straight up here like this.
Oh, this is a shadow?
This is the shadow. And it actually connects to this one. I didn't get that too straight, and I could have taped that, but shadows are a little softer, so I thought I could get away with not taping it. Just going to do that and that. Okay, so there's that shadow. Now, as long as we're in these light colors, let's take some phthalo blue and white and just paint this in. As long as we're doing it, let's put a tiny bit of Paynes gray with that, because let's just knock that color back a bit. So keep it bright. There you go. I'm going to go ahead and paint this bottle in. Here's a thing that you probably don't think about, but when you're painting like a big area like that, start in the middle and then creep out rather than try to outline and fill in. Start in the middle and creep out. Write that down.
Right in the middle and tweak out.
Just creep it out.
Oh, creep it out.
Creep it out.
Creep it out.
Creep it out.
It's kind of creepy.
Yeah. And then we're going to say there's the top of this bottle like that. Okay. Nice. Yes. And it could be acrylic's dry darker, so I didn't want to sweat too much about that. I might put a little bit more dark blue in that. Because that could be a little darker, but there you go. So now, all right. So now what? All right. So let's go back to our grays, and let's start right here with this bottle here, just to pull a line down like that. Yes. Now, rinse the brush. Make sure it's straight down. Let's take a good lesson in just grays, and then just the width of the brush. Pull it down like that. Pull it down, and then okay. You've got these three grayed areas that kind of lighten it back up. And then just put a little gold with that. There we go. That's what we want, something like that. Yeah, every time I change colors, I really like to rinse the brush. And I'm going to take this cad yellow light, put it over this purple with some white. Too much paint, just unglob it. So I don't want it totally bright. So yellow only paints really brightly over white. So if I'm painting it over purple, even though I do 2 coats, it won't be as bright as if I did it the other way. Got to smooth out the paint like that. And it's up here too. Look, there you go. Top of this. And then that'll have to dry. But I can put just a little bit of color in here like that. This is the shadow side. I'm going to put that over here too. Lighten this up over here too. There you go. Okay, so when this dries, we'll go ahead and I think I'll just do that, and then I'll go ahead and put another color over the top there. Now I'm going to take that gold and yellow oxide and yellow, and let's come in here like this. Paint this. Angle brushes are so helpful when you're doing this. All right. So, where else do I have that color? Do you ever ask yourself that? Where else do I have that color?
I ask myself that all the time.
I know. So you're going to come down here. I know I've got kind of a pretty yellow apple. Looks like a golden delicious, doesn't it? I don't know. It looks like a yellow blob now. I imagine it's a golden delicious.
Are you looking at the same thing I'm looking at?
Yeah, probably not. But anyway, so let's do it again. And do this one. And I like that cad yellow light because it almost has a green tint to it. Now follow the circular, make sure you're doing circles like that, right? Follow that around.
Brush stroke does make a difference.
It does, and people don't realize it, but it absolutely does. If you're going to use a lot of paint, smooth it out. Watch the shape here. We're going to get that in. All right, that's yellow, friends. And let's do a yellow here too. Oh, look at that.
Ooh, look at that.
There's the yellow. That's right at you, isn't it? So depending on whether you put yellow over a white background or a dark background, you change its color. All right. So I'm going to just put a little more yellow right here. This is dried enough where I can do a second coat. And then I'm always asking myself, where else can I use this color? Let's take a little bit of this gold color and put it right here next to these guys. It's like doing a puzzle. I promise you, this is so much like doing a puzzle. Let's brighten this side right up here. Let's just curve that like this and put something underneath here. If a little purple shows, I think that gives it a little ambiance. That's a fun word, John. You always like nice big words like that. Right? I
love ambiance.
Ambiance, right? You give a little ambiance here.
Can't go wrong with that.
No, can't go wrong with a little ambiance. And so you can kind of see where, let's say, as long as I'm doing that, now on this side, I'm going to go ahead and take some of that same color.
I thought it was Golden Delicious.
Yeah, but this is the shadow side.
Oh.
Like that, just kind of, it still needs another coat of paint, but there you go. So this is what we have so far. And it didn't take long. And, we were doing super chat and, some of you are watching, but I just want to just mention that one of the reasons John and I have art auctions is that we could be going through, creating, selling the artwork around the world in galleries and so forth. But what we want to do is that, this quarter of the last part of the time I have on the planet, we want to share it with you. And so we've priced our auction pieces from our Academy lessons beautifully. So they're affordable for anybody. I know a lot of you have been in the auctions and haven't been able to win. You got outbid. We recommend that you decide, maybe the auction starts off, say, at $25, and you think that, most of your budget is $25. Well, if you put that as your high, but start your bid at $25, if it only will, if the next person bids $35, for instance, then yours will say $35.50. It goes up like that, but you can set up a kind of a max about what your budget will allow, what you want for it.
It's called the proxy bidding.
Called proxy bidding, so that you're not sitting there worried about the internet or what if I can't get on or body, right? So we hope that's helpful. And we try to make that fun. And so thanks everybody who's been a collector over the years, and we hope you get collecting too. And here's for instance, here's one of the goldfish that we have, and Goldie, but the colors that are in this, if you could see this in person, these are really fun paintings, colors and everything that are in this, the layers and colors. These auction pieces are very diverse. Here's a Degas, the ballet. It's one of our Academy lessons, and it's called Ladies Waiting. And it was an original, Degas created this image back in the 1800s, but I think it's prevalent today. I think it's kind of cool. So just check out our auction site, gingercookauction.com, see what you can come up with, and we'll keep painting. Yes and yeah?
Yes and yes.
So we gave that enough time. This is still tacky. I'm going to just dry this. So let me dry it. All right, so let's get our brush out and give it another coat of the cad yellow light. See? There you go. Now, if you didn't have cad yellow light, you'd have to use cad yellow medium and a bit of white. You can't really mix it, but you'd get something. It doesn't have to be exact. You're getting the idea of this. All right. See where the cad yellow light goes. It might take less paint if you had done the apples white first, but I didn't, so here we go, back on this one. It does have a little bit of a green cast to it. And I want to come up here on this one, and on the bottle up here like this. And this is my make that a little bit brighter, and then I'll take a little bit of the yellow oxide here on this side. As the colors dry, I will adjust the paint. Let's see, where's cad yellow medium?
Join Cinnamon Cooney, the art Sherpa, and featured guest Ginger Cook in the lovely Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania. We will gather in small groups where you will be up close and personal painting and learning with Cinnamon and Ginger. Acrylic and watercolor lessons will be created especially for this event. You will be provided with everything you need to paint and learn new skills. You only need to bring your creativity and a big smile. Come paint with the Art Sherpa and Ginger Cook at the Painting in the Poconos Retreat in August 2023, starting Monday, August 14, and ending Friday, August 18. Join our second mother and daughter in-person painting experience. It will be a creative time for all, and you might have a laugh or two along the way. Each day begins with Cinnamon and Ginger joining everyone for a full breakfast buffet in the River Room. From the moment you enter the restaurant, you can see that the atmosphere in the River Room is unpretentious, approachable, gracious, and fun. After your fantastic social start to the day, you will enjoy a morning painting session designed just for you by the Art Sherpa and Ginger Cook. Painting classes will be in watercolors and acrylics, all materials provided. The guests will be divided into two groups, providing small, intimate class sizes. Classrooms will have sound and screen augmentation so you can easily see every brushstroke from every spot. The Art Sherpa and Ginger Cook will also be moving around the class to give you one-on-one help. You will have ample snacks and beverages during the painting sessions. Lunch will be provided buffet-style in our private banquet room. You may also enjoy eating in the appointed outdoor decks with stunning views of the property.
Oh, here's up here. Oh, it's up here, way up in the top drawer. Who would think to look there? All right, so I want a little more yellow.
Who would ever stop? I start at this top drawer.
There you go. Let's just do that because I want that brighter right there. Okay.
That's a great color.
Yeah. All right, now there's more. Yeah. So we know we want. I know I want a yellow grape right here. Don't ask me why, but we want one. It's Picasso. So we just do the unexpected, yeah? And I'm going to take a little bit of that yellow and make a little green color. Put a little green right there on this one. Just a tiny bit, just a little shadow right here. Maybe right here too, on this side, the front side of it. Still light green, but a little bit of a shadow color, and let's do that right there. Okay, that's good. What else can we do? Sounds like, now we want these apples, I want to be peach. So we're going to take white, cad red, white, yellow, white, yellow, a little bit of orange, a little bit of magenta. There you go. I'm going to say these apples are this peach color. And they're, I give up. We're going to paint these white. We just got to put more white with this. We'll never get them light enough over the purple. Well, live and learn here, right? So we're just going to do those white. Doesn't matter if I've got, there we go. Let's just bring this apple right up to this one. And we'll have to dry it anyway, but note to yourself, is to paint these other ones pretty much white. So they've got to be bigger, they're brighter. And I'm not going to get that. Here we go, just painting these white. It's like the Queen of Hearts. Wasn't she was painting the roses white, or was she painting them red? I can't remember. Alice in Wonderland. Speaking of abstracts, is this the last week for this quarter for winning, for donations to win a?
Oh, I believe it's the last day.
The last day, isn't it?
Wait a minute. It ends on the 27th. What is today?
Let's see.
Who knows what today is?
Monday's got to be the 27th. So
does it?
Yep, it does. So
it certainly does, doesn't it?
And I just want to mention that because if you like abstracts,
we have one more day.
One of the pictures that we're offering for those of you who have been donating in the last quarter at least $25 each time. For every $25, you get a ticket for a chance to have a drawing to 5 different paintings, and this abstract is one of them. Wouldn't this look great with that, huh?
Yeah, it would.
Just saying.
You are saying.
And
so you have today and tomorrow to participate in the.
And we'll be doing the drawing live.
I believe that's March. The 10th, March 10th.
Yeah. Now, for the auction.
Or March.
But for our auction, we have
13th.
Well, for our auction, we have what we call mystery paintings, and we're doing something. We talked about how we're going to do it. Yeah, the regular paintings, you get to see the pictures of, but you'll be able to bid on 2 mystery paintings, and there'll be 2. For the kind of 2 for the price of 1. We're not going to show you what they are. Last week we kind of give you a hint of what they might be, but they're really cool, and it's a surprise. So if you want to just, I love surprise things. You just don't know what you're going to get. The value is terrific. You're basically going to, you're going to score on these, but you're just going to be surprised what they are. And then when the auction's over, the next live show we do, we will unveil to the public. We'll let you guys know that have won them, but we'll unveil to the public what it was that you got. Okay?
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, doesn't it sound like fun?
Something a little different.
Well, we try to do that. Okay, so I have some white here, and I'm going to just, I need to lighten this a little bit here like that. Okay. This is where we want this all. Like this, and like this, and like this. Lighten that up again. You kind of disappeared on us. All right. So, now you're going, now what? We've got I think I want to do something here like this. Just make that gold. Just like that. There you go. Then I'm going to take some magenta, same brush, a little bit dirty, and put a little ultramarine blue with it. And put some magenta right here. That's sort of a nice touch of color. And then over here on this side, we get some magenta with the darker color with it. And you're going, wow, huh? We'll do like that underneath that bottle, right like that. And then I can take some white with that and come in here like this and do, I can do that, doesn't matter. Just come down here with a light highlight here, like that. This bottle. And a light highlight right here. There'll be black in the middle, so don't panic. But then I've got some.
And you knew I was.
Right down here like this. And something right here like this. Barely touch it. Okay.
Isn't that one a shadow?
Well, one was a shadow. I'm just following the design I had, so I'm not arguing with myself now. Let's not second guess me.
Okay.
You know, I already had this planned out, so don't second guess me.
I won't talk to you.
No, don't want to do that. All right, now we're going to change brushes because in order to do these grapes, to show you, you got to have a round brush. Here's one that would work like that. It's kind of round and stubby. All right, so which one? Let's do the magenta ones first, okay? So white and magenta. I'm going to come up here and like that and just make a circle. Do. Do the sound effects. It's more fun when you sing with it. Do. Most of them are blue, but there's a few of these magenta. And then we're going to take the phthalo blue and white. Okay, and a little tiny bit of dazzling purple with that. And phthalo blue and white and dazzling purple. See what we get. Yeah, there we go. Do. Are you impressed?
With your singing abilities, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that too, but look at that. We'll just do a half one here. Start in the middle and then spin out to widen.
That's a little blender brush, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little blender brush, but any little round brush will work. Some of these are half circles. We've got a couple that are a little lighter than others. Like some white, magenta. Maybe some dazzling purple and white. That doesn't show up very well, does it? Take some, oh, maybe, oh, there's a kind of a blue one here. Yeah, the trick is you need the black in between for this to work, okay? So while we'll just let those dry. When we come back, we'll come back and we'll do the apples, and then we'll do that. And let me just thank everybody who's been hanging out with us on the live chat, or rather the premiere chat. And I want to just again remind everybody we've got these are the pictures you're going to be able to draw in the drawing for the quarter.
From the donations received.
Donations, you know. And because, we just appreciate it very much. And this one, which was the garden steps, it does not come with the frame, but I had to show it to you in a frame because I went ahead and redid this whole painting. So I almost painted it from the beginning again because I wanted to touch it up. And so you're going to be getting something really unique. And I hope so. How the drawing will work is that we'll put for every $25 that people have donated to our website, acrylicpaintingwithgingercook.com, / donations, if you wanted to know how to do that. John keeps track of all that. So every $25, that's a ticket. So if you did 100, that would be 4 tickets in a quarter, or maybe you just did it $25. But it's all random. We put the tickets in a bowl. We pull out names, and if you only win one time, so you can win. So everybody has really, I think, a very good shot at maybe owning original painting. But also we have the auction too. So we thank you for helping us. Share the love here through the paintings. Here's one of my favorite palette knife paintings I ever did on YouTube, ODG. Those are all going to be part of that drawing. And then, of course, we've got some awesome paintings that are coming up in the auction. And that is starting now. So you might want to check us out, too. Okay. So this has had a chance to dry. And got to do the apples. So this is interesting. We're going to do something a little bit different.
Wild and crazy.
We're going to take a color called luminous red from Holbein.
Luminous red?
Mm-hmm. Assuming I can get the paint out of the tube. That's my plan, is to use that. Still, I've got to be able to free the paint. Called luminous red. See?
Pretty color, very bright.
Well, you may not want it, but we're just being creative here, so why not, right? And what I want to do is I'm going to take a clean brush. I'm going to do yellow first. Take a little bit of this yellow, kind of yellow-green color, and I'm going to come over this, like that, on the outside of this. Notice the brush direction. A little bit darker over here on this side. This is almost a background color without the black in it. We're going to dry this. But before we do, let's put another coat of this yellow on top of this apple. And the same thing here. In fact, I've got something called, oh yeah, this is called luminous lemon. Put some of that out here. Right on the apple. Here, put it right there. This is the luminous lemon, and let's see. There we go. Now I'm going to say let's rinse the brush because I've got the wrong color on it. All right. This Holbein luminous lemon. Now, if you don't have those colors, don't sweat it. Just do whatever colors you got. But, we're just bringing out all the stops here.
It's something bright and cheery.
Yeah, something bright and cheery. There you go. It's luminous lemon. And this has got to be greener. This apple, let's see. with some light yellow. Here we go. This has got to have a bit of a green tint to it, right like that. All right. So I know that's subtle, but I'm going to say that there's a bit of a shadow right here on that part of the apple. All right. Now let's try that. We're almost done, but almost.
That's definitely bright.
I think I want some white with it. Just a little bit of white. Maybe, let's see what other color I want with it. Maybe a tiny bit of magenta and white in that color. No. Yeah. Yes, definitely bright. White toned it down just a bit. I want the cad orange light. Cad red light. Cadmium orange, maybe. Something. Cadmium orange. And maybe that's bad orange. Let's see. Let's mix it with a little orange. See what we get. No, that's too dark. Don't want that at all. Okay, so we want this like that. This is coming up here like this. And then we're going to come around here like this. Could do a pure red. What do we got for reds?
Like a nap red?
Yeah, just
primary red.
See, what have we used? Let's use luminous rose. See what we get there, right? What do you think? Oh, what's this? Oh, this is luminous orange. That's pretty. It's just we're not using that. Can't get the paint out of the tubes. Thank you, Holbein, for making paint dry in your tubes. All right, cadmium red. Medium. Let's try that. I'm just looking for a nice bright red here that we can try some yellow with it. Yeah, so if you had cad red medium and you didn't like all this bright stuff, you could possibly do that. I think it almost has to. We have to have some white in it. It feels like it almost wants to be pink here. To play with your reds, see what you get. This swirls around here like on the apple. See? Yeah. Just a few brush strokes. It's not everything. Okay, so again, I know this is kind of bright, but then this is kind of the center of this apple here, like that. And I've got some cadmium orange. All right, let's try that color. Oh, that's pretty. Put a little bit of that color here. And you go back with a little bit of the yellow. You got to kind of do this all at once. Because then when you add a little yellow to this, you can soften it. Just get all swirling like that. A little bit of shadow color down here. Give me a little green in this part of the apple here. Just a little bit of green right here. A little more green there. Something a little brighter up here. Hey, yellow is one of those colors you can really just keep playing with. And I'm going to do some green right here. And a little bit of yellow oxide right here. So what you got to do then is, oh, I like that bright though. When you do the bright, isn't it pretty? That's called luminous. What's that color called, John? That was luminous.
The luminous red?
Yeah, it's pretty. Luminous red. All right, so that being said, this is should almost be a heart shape right here. All right, let's go back and take a small brush and finish the grapes. So I've got a little, just a very round, kind of pointy, kind of almost like watercolor brush, right? And what we're going to do is we're just going to outline them. Get new paint all the time. Now, if you lost a few grapes, can you put them back? Sure. This is where they don't have to be perfectly round because this is an abstract. Some grapes are overlapping others. Now you could probably paint this black first, then do your grapes in white, and then paint them in too. I wonder if that would be easier. What do you think, John? Having never done this before, and just
doing the black first?
Yeah,
it might be confusing though with all the black circles, keeping track of where you are.
Yeah, well, that's why I did it this way, so I didn't want to lose where I was. This is a nice spot right here. This is what you call a respite, where there's no grapes in this little corner right here. See that? That gives you, so it's not, their grapes are not just willy-nilly. They're thought out. The placement of these took me quite a while to really work on that. Here, let's just do the shoulder of our wine bottle better. Okay. And if I put the Dazzling purple with that, I can make this even brighter and shinier. Dazzling purple and Paynes gray will make a really beautiful, shiny, dark black bottle. Or you could just use black, but you can see where I'm doing that and then outlining this bottle here, yeah. And come over this far with it. We're going to cut this apple in like that. And Make sure that we have it dark underneath the apple. This is like dazzling purple and black. Goodness. I don't know what's going on there. So then you gotta kind of, clean up some stuff if you got a little overly ambitious with something. You can thin it out. Like, for instance, I got outside the lines here. I'll make this one smaller. Okay, so now you're thinking, wow, this is very strange, Ginger, and I agree. It is. I think we got, this is at an angle here. I'll show you why this matters. Because the center here on this one is right here. This is the center of this. And I think we got this too wide here. I'm going to thin out that apple a little bit. And then I want a little water with that. I'm going to say there's the stem of the apple, like that. And then there's that stem. And then on this one, we have just a little loop. Now, if that brush wasn't very good for doing those stems, because it was a little fat on this one. So if you've dried everything real well, you can come under and skinny up a line with just a little wet paint. Because I just didn't like how fat that line was there. This one either. Rinse, swipe, swipe, and just kind of trim that off. So I think I need a different brush for that kind of thing. All right. So you're going, surely there's not more. And yeah, there is actually. It's more of the yellow oxide. Okay, so I'm going to take the black paint. I've dried everything.
Is this a spider guy?
Well, he's an abstract spider.
Well, it looks like an apple, doesn't it? It's an apple wine. Kind of like that. It's a good logo you came up with.
Could be an apple, could be apple wine, whatever.
That's what it looks like. Apple grape wine. Ooh, sounds delicious.
Okay. So let's just cut this apple in like that. Make sure you get the trick is you want some clean lines. You want to come back over this and make sure you have some nice clean outlines on it. And I'm going to take some red. You can use one line to thin up another. Don't forget that. And okay, I want this one. This has got to be smaller here. All right, so we've got pretty much, I would say we're done, except for you need to kind of pop up the colors on the grapes. We just had the one layer on them. Okay.
Yeah, look a little dull back there.
Yeah, so and if you forgot a few, you can add them. Have maybe one that's a little brighter than another, slightly lighter. This one up here can be just slightly different, right? And then the others are just sort of a combination of ultramarine blue and purple, and you just want to give it 2 coats. That's too dark. They got to show up. They all don't have to be the same color. They had kind of a green, like a green highlight up here on this bottle. We'll come under here and lower the line here. So that is very different, isn't it? Don't you think that's a different kind of painting? I mean, you could tape these lines a little more than I did. I kind of showed you how you might tape them. But, and don't overdo the outline, but you can certainly outline a few things, like the top of this. Maybe like right here, like that. You could say that there was an outline on that. But that, I think, is kind of fun.
It's a fun little piece. Why don't you let that take a moment there and show us a couple of those upcoming lessons? The purple people are asking about their first portrait painting.
Oh yeah, let me come back up here and do this for a second. Yeah, there's so many things to show and tell, aren't there? Right? So before I finish the finishing touches on this, let me just show you some stuff. You guys are going to be so excited. Purple people have asked us where we're going to be getting the portraits. And of course, this last week we released a portrait of a monkey. Right? There was our monkey, right?
Zach.
That's Jack's. Okay. But this will be coming up soon. His Doc Holliday will be in our
for our purple members
in the Academy of Fine Art acrylic painting with gingercook.com, and that will be one of the first full portraits coming up. Box of cookies, and also for our red members and purple members and blue members, we have this will be coming up next week. The Forest Glade, and that's 20 by 20 and huge. So these are a lot of different ways to show you guys how to paint things. It's just all sort of fun, isn't it? So I'm going to go ahead and do the finishing touches on this. And John, maybe you could get the frame for me.
Maybe I can.
Think you could? Okay. Well, while he's looking for that, I want to put a little bit of dark green shadow right here. Right here, right there, like that. A little bit of a green shadow on this side. And I was getting the frames going here. And everybody's had a chance to dry, so we can kind of pop some colors up around here now. Okay, and yeah, this is not a good line right here, so I'll just fix that. Oh, that got a little thick on me, that paint right there. I need to put out any more paint, but I ran out of white for that. I've gotten this so thick now, it's just. That, wanted that apple shape. Let me just get a different brush to smooth that out. I've got it kind of lumpy and I want it smoother. So I'll get a wider brush, put some water on it, and smooth it. See what I'm doing? There we go. So,
Yeah, it's fine looking Picasso.
yeah, I mean, it's well, I think it's sort of fun and different, and you can have a lot of fun with the colors. To me, anyway, I think you could. So anyways, we've got some of the bright, but then we've got some of the dark, and so I'm playing a little bit about the colors. A lot of times on YouTube, I'll watch other people, and they'll just sort of quit, and I never quit. If it's not quite right, I like to keep going, and I'm not pressured into a certain amount of time to show you something. I want you to feel like um, that you learned something when you got through here. All right, there's that light one right there. Okay. Well, you guys, let me just show you what happens when you put that in a frame. John brought it over somewhere. Here, move all this out of the way.
Let me back up a little bit.
Let me just show you what this looks like. And just don't end the video yet till people can really look at this. Because it's an odd little painting.
Why is it odd?
Well, I mean, it's a little different, right?
It's different for you.
And there's a couple of things. I see it now. Just dry that. Just dry that and fix that one shape in the apple, okay? This apple is too round right there. And what it has to do is come in. So I'm going to go back. I think I have enough black that hasn't dried out too much. Here you go. So it has to come in like that, like a little indentation, and then out like that. That's what it has to do. Just so you know, like that, and just come on, paint. There. That's what I wanted it to do. That shape of the apple had to be that, and we got this shape pretty good here. Got this one. Feel good. We don't have to outline anything else, and we've got a kind of a cool app. I think we've got kind of a neat abstract. Can you go back and like lighten up if you needed to lighten up a color, right, like that, maybe on a couple of grapes. Don't overdo it. You had to do that. Phthalo blue and white. Don't overdo it, but you could lighten up. Not as bright as this one, but you could lighten up a grape if you needed to. They don't really have highlights, but you could. Some of these kind of, acrylic's dry darker. Let's try ultramarine blue and blue. Acrylic's dry darker. So, and you could also go back over with the black paint. And I feel like we've created what I intended to create. And again, I'm going to take some different. That's so tacky there. Let me dry that and try this one more time because that's gotten thick and tacky. So as you're painting things, you often see things after they dry that you didn't know you saw. Does that make sense? Like I'm going to tape this right here in the wine bottle, right like that, because I didn't see this. And I think I'll just that Paynes gray got very very thick, and so it wasn't. painting nicely anymore because the paint had been out for a while. So what I'm going to do is come up here like that and very gently paint over that. And that sometimes you just have to do that, and then bring this around like that. Just do your finals. And then let's take a little bit of gray and black and kind of white and gray. And then this was too dark. It dried too dark. Then just kind of bring that down a little bit. So you've got the dark line, but you want it a little bit lighter here. Okay. See how that foot the edge of the end of the bottle? So you can go back with tape and make a few little fun stuff. And I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to make this one that way. I want something else going that direction. Let's see, did we ever do anything with this? There, all right. Just doing that. So I guess I could sign this. Uh, I think we're done. I think if you haven't subscribed to this channel, and, maybe you're just waiting to see how it goes, we appreciate if you subscribe now. Certainly we appreciate a like if you would be so kind as to give us one of those. And we'll see you next week with next week we're going to be painting some rose, and I think you're going to like that. It'll be very nice to just change the subject altogether. But remember, if you're talking about getting the feeling of learning to paint Picasso and you want to check out membership in the Academy of Fine Art and Acrylic Painting, here's the companion piece that goes with this.
If I could back out, it'd be good.
John can back it out. I'll show it at the beginning too, though, but if you can kind of back it out, here's our companion piece. And these are good kitchen pieces. For those of you who have something modern, maybe black appliances, a little bit modern, you could adjust maybe a few colors here and there. But you can see, even though this was bright, it didn't dry that bright, did it? It's kind of cool, right? Have fun with this. Thanks, you guys. And thanks for all the time you spend with us on our channel. Thank our moderators for hanging out there with us. And we've got some exciting news. Be sure to come over to our Acrylic Painting with Ginger Cook on Facebook. Show me what you're painting. I'm excited to see it. You guys are awesome.
Remember to visit the auction site, gingercookauction.com.
She did it in 50, people. Look at her go.
Did I say everything?
Yep. I think you did.
Was that okay?
I think so. 20-second spot only takes 30 minutes.
Wait here. One of the features that is offered on our website let's try again. Besides a certificate of authenticity on the paintings, which is really the best feature.
Yes, that alone. Don't click on the thumbnail yet.
I did. I said click on the thumbnail.
Okay,
Then I said it because there's a lot. Okay. Another great feature of our auction site is the robotic eviction. Start again. You'd think I drank, wouldn't you? All right, sorry.
here we go.
Another great feature.
You want to go from the robot again, or
Yeah.
try to get that silly robot done?
One of the great features of our auction site is our robotic.
Robotic what? Oh, yes.
Is the option of, let me try.
It's a what do they call it, an automatic bidding system?
Okay, that's better because I can't say robot apparently. And bidding at the same time.
But let's go for the automatic bidding system.
To bid, register to bid. Okay, let me start again. All right. I don't know how I can't.
So close. Almost had it.
God, they couldn't afford to have me make a movie, be there with a
Oh, we could never afford this.
We couldn't afford this. All right, the budget bid for you, and then being able to walk away and not worry that someone has outbid you. Well, that's still good, but
By a quarter. Don't worry about that. What happened to heart hugs from John and Ginger?
let's try that again.
No hard hugs here, people. You're on your own. We had our hugs before.
Okay.
Just for a little hard hug. Just a little one. I'm not talking about the 10 one.
Okay. All right.